morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. We're here today to talk about a particular issue that's timely this time of year, having to do with the county's coalition, really a joint effort where we're trying to help low and middle income families with the earned income tax credit. Over the last 3 years, we've tried to stress that county government is working to provide real benefits and opportunities for the people that we serve. And this is part of that. So today we're announcing really a coalition that we have helped to form, and there's a series of free tax preparation clinics that are going to be available at 24 locations across Cuyahoga County, and that's going to go all the way up until tax day on April 15th. In addition, we're going to be providing actually 2 of the sites at West Shore Neighborhood Family Service Center and Southgate Neighborhood Family Service Center. As most of you know, Ohio has been hit harder than most states by the economic downturn. The state's unemployment rate is actually a little bit higher than it was even last year. And so this is something that we're particularly sensitive to and cognizant of, and it makes sense for families that really have an opportunity to use something like their earned income tax credit to avail themselves of this opportunity. Otherwise, they're really just leaving money at the table. Now, at these clinics that we're setting up, individuals with incomes under $52,000 per year will have an opportunity to meet with IRS certified volunteers, and they will help them prepare and file their tax returns. They're also going to not just help them file it, but also determine whether they're going to qualify for certain tax credits. For instance, the child tax credit, or as we said before, the EITC, the Earned Income Tax Credit. By the way, we have done a lot of research on this, and according to the Center for Budget and Policy Priorities, a family earning the federal minimum wage, which is $7 and change, can move above the poverty line only if it ends up that individual or that household receives both SNAP benefits and the earned income tax credit. So this is extremely important. It's been an untold story in many ways as far as its success. The estimate is that it's raised over 9 million people in this country out of poverty, and that includes 5 million children. And the sad fact is that there are too many families in this community that are just missing this benefit that they are entitled to. And it was designed for them, and they should avail themselves of it. And we know that we can do better, and that's why we have been working with our community partners. Now, at this point in time, I want to introduce one of our community partners. Her name is Kathy Matthews. She's with Enterprise Community Partners, and she's going to talk a little bit about how this program is being implemented. Kathy?
Thank you, Bob.
Sure.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Enterprise Community Partners, the EITC Coalition, and our volunteers, we're delighted to be here today. First of all, I want to just take a minute and talk about Enterprise. Their mission for over 30 years is to create opportunity for low and moderate income people through affordable housing and diverse communities. And we believe that opportunity starts with a good home that you can afford. And more importantly, not only is it to be able to afford a home, it's also important that you can remain in it and maintain it. And so in 2005, Enterprise recognized there was a need to elevate the benefits of the Earned Income Tax Credit. It was instrumental in pulling together a group of community leaders to form the Cuyahoga County Earned Income Tax Credit Coalition. And honestly, it was a grant from the county, Job and Family Services, that enabled the coalition to be formed. And so the Enterprise pulled together a bunch of community partners who came together and created the mission for the coalition, which is to promote economic prosperity and improve the lives of those who we assist by promoting free tax preparation services and supporting a VITA site, so a volunteer tax preparation assistance program, working with the IRS. And it's our goal to give taxpayers an alternative to having to seek out services of a paid tax preparer, which can be costly. And at the same time, we do our part to help taxpayers avoid predatory lending practices. So with the Enterprise as the fiscal agent, the coalition is guided by a steering committee comprised of 12 local nonprofit agencies, and we provide volunteer recruitment. We operate and administer the VITA sites, or the free tax preparation sites, and they're located in 24 to 30 different agencies throughout the county, where The agencies themselves that we work with have other services that they also promote or they provide, such as utility assistant, home ownership, foreclosure prevention, credit counseling, benefit screening, and FAFSA application assistance, because we believe having free tax preparation co-located or integrated with these other services, that the benefit becomes greater when you start to integrate services. So where we provide free tax preparation services, we feel we can get a greater lift or a greater benefit to the not only to the earned income tax credit, but then wrapping it around these other services that the agencies provide. Since 2005, we've seen tremendous growth. The first year we completed 10,000 returns, or excuse me, 2,000 returns, and then in 2013, we served over 10,000. So our growth has been explosive, and I would say that that's all as a result of our volunteers. We recruit volunteers throughout the community all year long. We have between 400 and 500 very loyal volunteers that come out to help us, and really our capacity is such, it's dictated by the number of volunteers that we have. So the more volunteers we have, the more we can help. It's estimated that there, as Ed referred, or Executive FitzGerald, sorry, referred, is that 1 in 5 aren't claiming it, and our job is to increase awareness and to promote the earned income tax credit so that our hardworking families can take advantage of this valuable credit. Our volunteers are critical because they provide the quality service that keep taxpayers coming back each year. We also know from our success that our successes come from word of mouth. So having very capable, qualified volunteers is essential to us being able to stay in business. And what we know, we do a lot of surveying, is that 93% of the people we served rated their experience with us as good or excellent. So this tells us a lot about the quality of the volunteers that we are able to attract. And you can imagine being a volunteer to do tax returns is not for the faint of heart. We require volunteers, and I say this with a straight face, to complete 6 or more hours of training, an ethics certification, and they must successfully pass an IRS exam. You can imagine when I'm recruiting a volunteer and I say all that, I start to roll. But we've got lots of people that are coming out to do this, which is just tremendous. It's such an inspiring situation to be working with and watching, observing our volunteers work with our taxpayers, and I'm so delighted that we have a volunteer here today to tell his story as well. It is also through our surveys that we are able to find out how taxpayers plan to spend their earned income tax credit refunds, and the results are telling. They spend it on utilities, groceries, housing and transportation, and medical bills. And so it's clear that the need is great, and they're spending it on life's most basic needs. We're helping thousands of people not only claim the refund that they've earned, but help them keep the entirety of that refund by avoiding high-cost loans and fees. So through our volunteers, I think the impact that we're having is just tremendous. Last year, we completed 10,982 returns, resulting in $14 million put back into the community. Since 2005, it's been over 66,000 taxpayers have been served by our coalition volunteers, resulting in over $85 million of benefit to the local economy. And I dare say that, I put this out to any corporate entity to try to get the ROI on that type of investment. So for every $1 that we spend on coalition dollars, $26 are put back into the local economy. It's just a win-win. We are so grateful to the county for their support. They've stayed with us in their support, not only from a financial standpoint, but also in the recruitment of volunteers, allowing us to use several sites to run our free tax preparation programs. And it's just I encourage all of you in the room, if you are able to volunteer, we'd love to have you. We're conducting trainings right now. And if anyone would like to learn more about how to take advantage of our services or become a volunteer, you can visit our website at refundohio.org or call United Way 211. Thank you very much for your time today.
Great. Thank you. I will say briefly, Kathy had mentioned this program does not work without the volunteers. And we have one of them on hand, Bob Erzin, and I just want to call Bob up to the podium to say a few words about the volunteer experience. Bob?
Thank you.
Sure.
Glad to be here today and talk about being a volunteer. Kathy, my eyes are still rolling though, but anyway, this is really a terrific program. I'm really pleased to be a part of it because it's a triple win, okay? There's 3 wins in this thing. Number one, the taxpayers that we serve get all of the credits that they're entitled to by law. Secondly, the people who come in, and I think you probably individually know what a nice chore doing your taxes turns out to be. They have a couple of choices, and they come in a different way. Number one is they come in and they really don't understand all of what it entails. So we can certainly, guide them through this, prepare the return, and let them know what their situation and their status is as a result of filing the return. They have another option that's going to a paid preparer, which most of them can ill afford. So we provide that service for them. And then there are others, actually, who get so befuddled by this, they don't even file a return. And we found this when some people have come to us for the first time and become, served well by us. They say, oh, by the way, can you take care of my taxes for last year or even the year before? So sometimes we've ended up filing tax returns for 3 years for people. But it's just the fact that they have a place that they can come to and be well served and know that, that things are being taken care of, and it's not costing them to have it done. So there's one big win. Okay. The next big win is the money that comes back into the community. $14 million that may not have come in here. And we know, as Kathy demonstrated, these people do not run out and exercise their stock options with their tax returns. They come out and they spend it locally because it fulfills their immediate needs. And then the third surprising winner in this is the IRS, because we prepare good, solid returns that just go smoothly into their system and saves them a lot of hassle and rigmarole about trying to go back and bouncing it and getting it straightened out. So, all of these, I think, are really wonderful benefits of a program like this. And I am really pleased and proud to be part of it. And I really know when I go home at night that I participated in a trifecta of winning. So, thank you.
Great. Excellent. I'll just say briefly before we go, first of all, thanks to folks from the media that are helping us get out the word about this, because it is very important, and information and education is a necessary ingredient in the success of this whole thing. Secondly, tax time is also a time where there are folks out there that end up preying on a lot of these same individuals. There are predators out there that take advantage of this situation in a number of respects. Our folks from our Consumer Affairs Department are actually here today, Cindy Sitch from our Consumer Affairs. We're going to do a follow-up on that, because this is one side of the coin in how it can be done right by people like Bob that are altruistic about this. There's another side to it that is the ugly side of this, and every single year at tax time, there are unfortunately too many local residents who are taken advantage of by unscrupulous tax preparers or companies that are misrepresenting the services they can provide, and we've got to get the word about that out about that as well. So stay tuned for that, because we'll be talking about that probably later this week in some kind of media release. So again, thanks for everybody that's made the positive side of this success. We'll talk about that, the rest of that later in the week, but thanks for coming, and thanks for everybody here that participated. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Thanks. That was very, very, very good. Thanks, Bob. Thanks for the help.